Welcome to the Calls with Clients podcast, episode 8. I adopted a dog with severe separation anxiety and fear. This one's pretty interesting. They called, they adopted a dog. They were told it was just a little scared, but it had, real fear of the world, like underdeveloped, and really was willing to hurt itself in the kennel when they left the house. So severe separation anxiety. Okay, Marley is about 2 years old. He came from a Mexico rescue to another rescue here. He went to a home, lived in that home for looks like about 6 months. The lady said he was killing the chickens. And now he's at your house having major separation anxiety. Doesn't know what a house really is and a bunch of other things. Like I was saying, it sounds like he's got bumped around by the rescue world and institutionalized. And now he's having that major separation anxiety that's dangerous because he's willing to hurt himself in the kennel,
Yeah.
So,
On point.
What's that?
That's on point.
It's and that this is very common. And then just the sit, stay, come and stay training and the positive reinforcement that all the dog trainers want to teach you or teach people that have your problem for some reason is not working, and it's not direct method wise. So like we were mentioning earlier, we're going to work on like place command to get some separation from us. The no jumping commands I teach, the no following commands that I teach, the behavioral commands, and then we'll start putting a camera that you already have on the dog. Start acting like we're leaving and come back and correct them and saying, no, we may be here, we may not be here, but you're not acting up in the kennel no matter whether they're here or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can work on all that stuff.
Can I ask a quick question about the kennel?
Sure.
I'm doing a lot of research, and the trainers I've talked to so far on the phone, the metal kennel that we have is not good for him. Like, we should get something that, like a plastic one that has an enclosure, like not the ones that you travel with dogs on a plane with, but, like something kind of like a dog house.
No.
But
No. You want
the metal?
You just want that wire kennel. Because if the dog is trying to break out, again, the solution isn't that you have this really tough reinforced kennel. That just means the dog's going to bite. I mean, I've seen dogs, they will chew on that one of those really hard kennels, like they're institutionalized. They've been in the rescue chewing on the bar, and their teeth are ground down. And the wire kennel is so we can see in. We can see if they're chewing on something. They can see out. They got airflow. We never cover the kennel. We want to see what's going on with them, be able to see what's going on. No igloo kennels or dog houses because they're in there getting weird, not being able to see out all the way or have the airflow and all that kind of stuff. But we want to get at this separation anxiety stuff sooner or later. And again, it's all because of all the boundary stuff, following you constantly and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he definitely does around the house.
And then he's not really socially developed. Like, again, it's kind of sad, like you said, that it's one thing him going after the kennel, he's going to hurt himself. But like you said, so give me a little bit more information about him and like not coming in the house and like stuff like that. Is he he spends most of the time outside, or what's going on with that?
Well, so right now my husband and I are in the living room, and Marley's just been laying on the rug, our living room rug.
Oh,
and
good.
The whole phone call since I've been home from work, but once, Yeah. But once, like, I take him outside or I tell him to go through the dog works, gladly he learned that now.
Oh, good.
I can't really get him to come inside. I'll go out there, I'll try calling him to me.
Okay.
I him for a good, like, 30 seconds.
That's normal.
Before I actually grab his collar, but he takes off and it starts from there.
Yeah, I would just have him go out with a leash or long leash, and then again have him drag it around. If he's going to not come and you know it, just don't even call him yet until you have a leash in your hand. Then call him. Come, and then reel him in to wherever you want him to go. But if he's always running away from you, have a leash on at all times.
Okay.
And don't even bother asking until you have it. You can ask him, come, and he's looking at you, and then you just cued him that it's a big game potentially. And then don't go directly at him. Go and act like you're doing something else. Come at him sideways and step on the leash, and then pick it up. We got to deal with the separation anxiety first. Deal with all the socialization. But again, there's trying to ramp the dogs up and get them crazy and crazier, running around circles to burn them out is not going to be the long-term solution. Just so you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay? We're going to add structure. We're going to understand concepts. We're going to interact with the dog in ways that are optimal so we don't have to burn out that energy. Because if they're interacting with things excitedly all the time, then that also makes a self-fulfilling prophecy of energy and excitement that never ends. You know?
Yeah.
So that's where the fun-loving dog just becomes a maniac and is knocking everybody over or whatever. We'll just look at a time for Saturday in the AM sometime.
I appreciate that so much. You've been really great. I'm gonna actually message that Debbie Weed lady and.
I don't know who it is. It's when you can't look up somebody who has such a unique name and find them right away. I put her name and dog trainer together and nothing popped up. That website is not a developed website. It has GoDaddy. It's like it hasn't been purchased yet. So there's a lot of things there that are like, if you can't get a gauge on somebody training dogs who is publicly, I don't know why they try to hide who they are. I've just come to grips that I have to be somewhat of a semi-public figure so people can go online and learn about me really quick and see that I have a real background, because it's hard to distinguish between me and these dip-de-doo. They're not real professionals. They're like, they volunteer at the rescue and train dogs on the side. I've been generating enough revenue to support myself and my family for 14 years doing this. This is my calling in life. And these people portray themselves that way, but it's something else going on. And it's a weird competitive industry because of that, because it's not regulated. And it sucks I have to educate every single person about this stuff just to try to help them.
I was really, really hesitant on that Debbie woman. Like, she was charging $100 a session, and which is reasonable compared to what I've found. But I haven't gotten a chance to speak with her. She was going to call me today at 5, and I actually just messaged her so she doesn't call me. But I still felt a pit in my stomach. Like, I want to do what's best for Marley, and I can tell you're very passionate about this and that we can trust you. I really appreciate everything you shared on the phone today.
Yeah, because it's a serious situation, because the dog's willing to hurt himself, to get out.
Yeah, nobody said that about what I've been saying he's been doing in the kennel, and I actually need to think about that he can really hurt himself, and that's a very good point.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. I've seen dogs break their own teeth out. They rip out the nails. If they rip out a nail, there'd be a bloody mess everywhere. It's not the end of the world. It's not. It's bad enough, On the message board, there was a lady yesterday. She's like, "Oh, I need a good vet that can medicate my dog for separation anxiety, because I tried the training and
medicate it."
Well, because the vets tell you they can do it, and she already tried training that didn't work. And I don't usually reach out back like I did with you today. I'm definitely not going to do it on a public message board, like, "Hey, you should really just hire me." But but it's sad that people are giving up because they're getting bad advice from trainers, from the vets. We already talked about the rescue world. It's like all kind of fixed against us not to get the right help behaviorally. I have an existing relationship with a vet in South Scottsdale that I truly believe in, and he also believes in me, which is rare. So I go to him. Yeah. I would like to have another vet closer, which I may start this year. I may open up and go with all creatures as well, just in case I had an emergency, because... Yeah, I was
born and raised in the Scottsdale area, and we always took our dogs to Dr. Soltero.
That's the dude. That's my man.
That's fun. This is a small world. Yeah, well, that's where we've always been taking him. My parents still drive Sawyer there because they trust him so much. But
so he's one of my... So when people want, like, a professional... they say, "Oh, give me your credentials," or "Give me somebody I can talk to about you." It's Dr. Mike.
Yeah.
No, we're personal friends, and he's hired me, and he gives me most of my referrals are coming out of his practice.
Oh, wow. That's actually where we took Kiki. She was my golden retriever growing up. That's where we took her.
Dr. Mike started referring me about 8 years ago, sight unseen, because there were dogs in his practice that they were starting to handle without the muzzle, and they freaked out and they go, "Oh my God, we're supposed to put a muzzle on that one." And the owner said, "Oh no, we've been working with this dog trainer." So they started referring me just based on that, hearing my name, sight unseen, and then we started sharing up the relationship. Dr. Mike, he's the only vet to ever hire me to help raise one of his dogs. He's a true believer in the work I do, and he refers people left and right. He's a real advocate.
I know that vet is very very well known.
Awesome.
Has really good reviews, and just hearing that you work with that one really makes me have even higher hopes. So
Yeah, we'll get it together.
what a small world. That's crazy.
I have that happen all the time just because at 10 years here working, it's a small world. There's only so many dogs and connections and things like that.
We did get to meet Marley and his family, and we're very successful with some variations on the techniques that I teach. And Marley's separation anxiety went away within days, actually. Thanks for listening to the Calls with Clients podcast, episode 8. I adopted a dog with severe separation anxiety and fear. Thanks for listening, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get our weekly episodes.